Hello, I'm Kid Critic. Recent events in the DC Universe have caused Bruce Wayne to be killed by Darkseid, leaving Dick Grayson as Batman and Bruce's son, Damian, as Robin. But I know you're wondering, where does that leave previous Robin Tim Drake? Well, hopefully by the end of Red Robin issue 1, we'll find out. As we turn to the first page, a narration informs us that the daughter of a Spanish politician has been kidnapped. Now, is it just me, or does the art on this page look really strange? The colours are bright and clashing, and the lines are thick and bulging. Look at this one panel here, where her hair is glowing. I mean, I know it's supposed to be the light reflecting off it, but it's really distracting. Turning the page, the art reverts back to what you'd normally expect from a comic. That's nice, but why was it so weird to begin with? And why now did they decide to change it? And who are the overlords of the UFO? So Red Robin takes out a light bulb by a disc fired from what I can only assume is one of those old-school disc shooters. Red Robin, striking fear into the hearts of criminals with retro toys. So then we get a pretty generic two-page spread of Red Robin leaping at the gunman with a pouty face and a smog cloud behind him. Oh wait, that's his cape. Sheesh, does that thing look baggy or what? I mean, does he have a picnic lunch in there? What the hell? So a fight breaks out. Some guy with an Uzi starts firing away, creating the most hilarious sound effect in comic book history. Butter, butter, butter. I mean, isn't that what you think of when you hear gunfire? Butter, butter, butter. What, did Blam go out of style or something? Oh, I guess not. So one of the kidnappers, sick of all the crap, decides to shoot fire out of his hands. Red Robin narrates, "Some kind of cyborg. The hands are synthetic, filled with fuel." How do you know? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the DC Universe contain a lot of superpowered beings? I mean, what rules out that he's one of them? So he just decides to headbutt the guy in the face, which somehow causes the building to explode. Yeah, okay. It's okay though, because he rescued the girl. Pity about the kidnappers that were still inside, eh, Timmy? You really do Batman's name proud. So we get some more boring monologuing. Tim narrates, "What am I doing here?" Please explain this to us. I'm as confused as you are. Oh, well, I guess an explanation will have to wait as we cut to Toledo, Spain, where Tim's narration continues. "But I know I'm right, until I think too hard about it. Then I know I'm crazy. I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I know I'm right." You know a goldfish has a memory span of about 5 seconds? Cut to, now wait a minute, what are we doing in the Batcave? Shouldn't this scene have gone right after he said, "What am I doing here?" And if not, what's going on? Is this a flashback? Did he leave Toledo, Spain? What was that last scene for? I mean, what? Ah, screw it. Let's just continue with the comic. It'll be over faster that way. Tim is having an argument with Dick, because he wants to be Robin instead of Damian. Dick says, "But him, Tim. You know better than anyone that left on his own he's going to kill someone again. You have to understand." So Dick's plan is to make Damian less violent by taking him out on the streets to stop crime using violence. Makes sense to me. Damian shows up acting like his charming self, and Tim gives him the proper treatment. A punch to the face. Thank God. So Tim storms out of the Batcave while Dick calls out to him. "Tim! Tim! Adrian!" Cut to, I don't know, some random room. Who the hell cares? Tim is having a good time throwing chairs and vases around while shouting, "This is not happening! This isn't happening! This isn't happening!" Sheesh, this guy repeats himself more than Torgo.
There is no way out of here. It will be dark soon. There is no way out of here.
We cut to Czechoslovakia as Red Robin's narration exposits that some businessman pissed off the wrong people and his limo gets blown up. The assassin overseeing this suddenly gets attacked by a figure in the shadows. And that's our scene. We then cut to, for God's sakes, can this comic sit still for more than 3 pages? So we're in Paris now, and Red Robin's trying to stop a robbery by being chased by the criminals responsible. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He does a backflip off his bike, seriously. All the while, gunmen are firing at him. Butter, butter, butter. So he lands on the hood of the... Hey, wait a minute, how does that work? He did a backflip off his bike. Wouldn't that mean he would be landing facing away from the windshield? I mean, at no point does the art even suggest that he would be landing facing the other way. I mean, did this book have an editor? Was he on coffee break or something? I mean, how do you let something like this by? So if you've survived that little bit of loopy logic, Red Robin pulls out a bow which has some sort of scalpel on the end of it. Honestly, I don't know, so don't ask. He drives it into the hood of the car, which causes it to go flying and eventually crashing, no doubt killing the people inside. Stop killing people, Tim! Seriously! After that comes the best page in comic book history. He's alive. This comic surely wouldn't have held up without that riveting scene. Yeah, Tim thinks Bruce is alive. Why? Hypnosis. Why does he think Bruce is in these European cities? I don't know, hypnosis. Hypnosis is the solution for every one of these characters' hazy motivations in this comic, alright? Hypnosis. He continues to narrate while shirtless. Thanks for that, comic. As we see a group of snipers target him. One of the snipers says, "My lord, we've got him." And we cut to a full-page spread of Ra's al Ghul saying, "Indeed we do." Indeed we do? That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? I mean, does he say that every time a fact is presented to him? Sir, our specials today are bouillabaisse and pea soup. Indeed they are. Mr. Ghul, your car's being towed. Indeed it is. Mr. Ghul, you're under arrest for tax evasion. Indeed I am. I mean, I know it sounds like I'm nitpicking on something that really isn't that bad, but it just seems a little strange, you know? I mean, you could have just as easily had him come in and say, "Excellent." I mean, sure, it would have been corny, but at least it would have made sense. And that's the end of the comic. So, what's the final verdict? This comic is mediocre. Yeah, I know, after all that bashing, you were probably expecting me to say it sucks. Well, I mean, the big problem is the characters' motivations. They're so unexplored and so hazy, and I know this is the first issue and you're supposed to have a lot of unanswered questions to get the reader getting back, but not this many. If you have this many unanswered questions, it doesn't make it look like there's a mystery building up. It makes it look like you're a lazy writer and your plot is incoherent. Hopefully, the problems in issue 1 will be redeemed in the future, because I know issues 2 and 3 are out. I have seen them. So there is still hope, but still, the first issue is just the epitome of mediocrity. So stay away from it, or if you want to pick it up because it's #1, go ahead, but just don't expect anything special. This is Kid Critic, signing off.